Hi, Aoifa here and welcome to this week's edition of Game Ball. We're in Adare Manor where the Irish Open Golf Championships are taking place, and later in the show we'll be taking you behind the scenes at one of Ireland's top sporting events. But firstly, big GAA news this week. Henry Shefflin is back in training with the Kilkenny hurling team, and understandably the big cat is quite relieved to be back in the game.
Sick of talking about it myself, because at this stage now it's right, and I don't want to read any more about it or see any more about it. My knee is fine, and I'm very happy with it. So let the games begin, as they say. I just, at the end of the day, I just want to play hurling, and that's where I'm at now. And I played for half an hour in my club last weekend, and I'm very happy with how it went, and there was no reaction to it. So hopefully now I can step it up a pace or two from here on in. I missed my club, which is the most disappointing thing. But once that was over, it is a good period over the winter months, and you kind of set your aim to be back for around this time of the year. And it's championship, and you should be ready for the real fast hurling, as they say. So that sense it has been good, but like any injury, long-term injury is frustrating as well, and you have your good and your bad days. But at this stage now, I'm just glad to be back and just glad to be putting on the helmet again and getting out in the field. It'd be surprising people saying, well, you're resting and taking it easy and this and that, but with an injury like this you have to do plenty of rehab, and I was in the gym more often than not, and that's where we spend our spare time, as I say. It's a bad thing to say, but unfortunately that was the way it was.
Galway and Roscommon square up this weekend in the Connacht Senior Football Championship with several new faces on show. One familiar face that will be severely missed is Galway's Joe Bergen, who Finian Hanley says is going to be a big loss for the tribesmen.
Joe tore his Achilles, so he'd be out for the best part of the year. Joe works with Ulsterbank as well. He'd be here today, but he's on crutches. So I know we wish him well. And it's hard if anyone to get injured. It's tough. Especially to be out for a year when you put so much time in. But hopefully he'll get back. Before the end of the year, he'll be back for next season. But all we can do is struggle on without him. We're playing Roscommon in the first round of the championship, so every championship game will be tough. So we're looking forward to that. As I say, we had a good league campaign, and we're looking forward to that. And the summer is where it counts. And if you don't perform this summer, you'll be found wanting. So hopefully we'll have a good run at it this year.
Who better to give his views on Roscommon's championship potential than one of the county's former greats? The head of the Irish Army, Dermot Earley, has strong views on indiscipline in the modern game.
It certainly disappoints me, because I have seen as a player that the most important thing to do all of the time is to play to the discipline of the game, to the rules of the game, and all of the other things that happen just take away from your effort to win the game or to perform at your level best. So these are things that are in the periphery and should never happen. I am disappointed at the level of aggression that can be in the game today, but when players have an attitude of playing the game to the rules, the greatest games in the world are on display in hurling and football whenever we go to see them. For teams like Roscommon and other counties who don't win that much and maybe have not the same level of tradition that some counties have in terms of winning, you'll always get days that are special. And Roscommon, I think, have won a Connacht Championship in every decade that the game has been played since we were involved in the All-Irelands. We've clicked in this decade with 2000, so maybe a second one before this decade runs out. But I think that the minors of 2006 and the under-21 team this year, good young players around, so I think the glory days will be back. We're recovering a small little bit after a poor league, but we got our act together in the last game against Cavan, which was a morale boosting victory. But I think that the championship will probably rest with the bigger teams this year. Kerry going for the third in a row. I wouldn't rule out Cork. I think they're a great football team, didn't do justice last year. And then you have Galway, Derry, Donegal, and the Dubs might come back. It's open enough, but it'll be hard to go against Kerry again.
He may be an Irish Ryder Cup star travelling the world on the European tour, but home is certainly close to Paul McGinley's heart.
Very much so, yeah. GAA is my first love, still is. I played a lot of that as a kid. So that's my first at Dubs and Donegal. My dad played for Donegal, so they're the two teams I watch out for most. I love hurling as well too, and I watch it a lot when I'm at home. I live in England now, so I don't get quite the same amount of GAA as I did, and I miss a lot of it on Sunday because I don't seem to be travelling on Sundays, but I do tape it and I watch it all. I keep abreast of it all and get on the newspapers on the web and find it all out. So I like football as well too. Celtic and West Ham are my two teams. I have season tickets at West Ham and I go up to Celtic a few times every season too, so I have broad interest. I love all kinds of sport.
Okay, and your dad used to play with Donegal, you're saying, so did you grow up going to matches or...?
Not really. No, he retired by the time I came along. So I used to caddy for him when he used to play the amateur events or scratch cups and stuff like that. So that's how I got inducted into golf. And but I was a Gaelic footballer as a kid mostly. I did play hurling and I did play soccer. I never played rugby. I wasn't at a rugby school. I was at a Christian Brothers school, which was all about GAA. So I still anything with a green jersey on. That's my interest.
No sooner had one big hurling name recovered from injury than another one sustained a knock that makes him a serious doubt for the Munster Championship. The man they call Big Dan from County Waterford is doing everything in his power to tug out for the Daoise against Clare.
Yeah, I was concerned because it didn't feel right, still doesn't feel right, but I just have to rest it and be patient. I rarely get injured, to be honest, and to get injured this time of the year, come up to Championship, it's tough to take, but you just have to get on things and take it easy and do what the medics say to do, and get the physio, and hopefully come to Championship day you'll be alright. I hate missing any Championship game if I'm picked, and the Championship against Clare is the start of it, and that's just any county player wants to play that first Championship game, they get under our belt and get on with it. Tip only beat us by 4 points in the league quarter-final, I think, and none of us played at the backs were outstanding. I thought in the goalkeeper midfield, but our forwards didn't show up that day. They still only beat us by 4 points. They went on to win the league, so it's not as bad as people think. People are giving us no chance this year. We'll have to see and wait and see till the Championship comes around.
Locals are turning out in force for the Irish Open, including one Father Paddy from Crecora.
As a priest, I played golf 6 days a week. I'd have mass 6:15 in the morning. Instead of having breakfast into the car, off to the golf course, I used to run between holes. I played 18 holes one morning in 45 minutes and finished every one and carried my golf clubs.
And what was your score at the end of it?
It was good. Then I was playing.
It's easy to get around it,
Oh yeah, no. Then my score was about. I was playing off 12. I think I was about 2 over par, so it would have been 70 to 80, about 84.